Hi everybody, TGIF. I'm excited to be here today. I know I always say that, but for just a couple reasons. The first one is I wanted to thank everybody again for sharing the video last week. It was incredible. And Saturday morning, I must have woke up to hundreds of notifications from people commenting, liking, and sharing everything. And I was so excited, and I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. We reached almost 12,000 views, and we've had people from Canada contact me, hello Linda, and our winner was all the way from Idaho, and her name was Kim Pacina. Today she received the basket, and she sent me a picture of her and her son with it, so I'm going to post it on my Facebook. So I just wanted to thank everybody again, and we're definitely going to be doing some more giveaways, so it's just our way of thanking you guys for helping us along and helping the videos become so successful. And in return, people have been coming to the restaurant, so I've been getting to meet a lot of you. So today I have a tiny headache. I've been battling a migraine for almost 2 days now, but you know, I'm a mom, I had 3 babies, so we're going to push through, and we're going to have a great time anyway. So today we're going to make something a little different that we've actually not done before. We're going to make an appetizer, an entree, and a dessert out of all things round. So that's right, we're going to be making 3 different types of balls. One is savory, one is sweet, and one is an actual entree. So it was a success when we used it before for a wine tasting. And I thought, well, why not bring it back again? It's a cute little theme, and I'm anxious to get started because we do have so much to do today. Even though it seems like a lot of ingredients, they're all basically the same over and over. So it was once I measured something, I just measured it again and again. Yes, I am eating Lay's salt and vinegar because it seems to help my head a little bit. I don't know, maybe something with the salt, probably blood pressure. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to make goat cheese balls, and very simple. And this is actually like a cheap recipe. You can go to the grocery store and you can actually get goat cheese in a log already, and sometimes it's herbed and sometimes it's plain. I actually bought both today because maybe just give it a little variety. But I went ahead and I opened this log. Now the recipe calls for like a 12-ounce log. So these were 4, so I went ahead and I got 3. And as you can see, this is already herbed. So I brought it to room temperature, and I'm basically just going to take it, and I'm just going to take a little bit off, and I'm just going to roll it into a ball. Bite size, because this is an appetizer, so you want to be able to fit it into your mouth with one bite. And then this rolls up fairly easy because it's a very creamy, but it's a very dense cheese. So it's really not messy at all. And then, like I said, this has the herbs in it already, so I didn't have to add anything. But if you wanted to, you could add a little salt and pepper. You could add garlic powder, and definitely add some thyme, because thyme is very lemony, and these adds a lot of freshness to these. Goat cheese is an acquired taste. Some people love it, and some people hate it. I love it, but it depends how it is. Like, I like it fried. I'm not sure, well, I do like it on tail, so I guess I'm a goat cheese lover. So this is going to be, as you see, we have a dredging station here. So yep, we're going to deep fry them. So this makes roughly 6 appetizer size goat cheese balls. And I went ahead earlier and I did the other logs, and there they are. So these are cold, and this is how you want to, I say you laughing because somebody probably did some type of comment already.
Ball puns.
I knew it. Here we go, guys.
Scott.
I knew it. I'm trying to keep things all round here. But we're still going to have a ball and good time.
Aw.
Okay. So I'm going to put these in the refrigerator and just let them set up because it's easier to fry that way. If you were to put them in really soft like that, they would really mush apart. So as you know, anytime you want to bread something, you flour, egg, breadcrumb. That's the basic way. This is so easy. See, they're already like set up. We're just gonna throw them all in there at one time. Flour them up. We're gonna put them in the egg wash. I'm going to use one hand to roll them around in because I need a clean hand. So after they're all covered with the egg wash, as you can see, okay, then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put them all in my panko here, but it's unflavored. And it's the plain ones because these goat cheese balls already have everything in them. So we don't have to keep layering them and layering them and layering them with flavor. They're pretty much already good to go. Move that out of my way, move this forward. I mean, look how nice and crispy they look already. And if you serve these up to some friends, these are definitely going to be the hit. I was trying to think of maybe a different cheese you could substitute. The only thing I could think of is maybe gorgonzola with a nice honey sauce. That's what we're going to put on these when they're done. All right, so these are pretty much all covered. They have the nice crispy panko on them. Now I have the luxury of having a nice deep fryer here, but if you didn't, you should definitely go ahead and have put on a frying pan with some vegetable oil in it. This way, when you set them in there, it's ready to go. And you never want to crowd your pan because then it brings the temperature of the oil down. But this is so big already that I can go ahead and put them all in. So we're going to shove them in the basket here. And they're only going to take a minute because... And now down they go. I'm gonna bring them up, make sure they're not sticking. Ooh. I see my friend Don Bomarino watching. Oh, I haven't seen you since we got married. Rhett, you should have been watching last week when I made your baked spaghetti. Scott, we missed you already. Hi, Rosella. Okay, so look how nice these are frying up. And like I said, they don't take long. And here we go with the jet airplanes again. All right, and while they're frying, wow.
Dang. Alrighty.
Yeah, we all know that's the sound of freedom, which we love. Okay, so these are frying up. I love that sound, whether it's a chicken cutlet or a meatball. I just love the sound of food frying. And look what pretty golden brown color they are already. So these are done. And I'm gonna take them out and I'm gonna put them on this, just to let them drain for a minute. Now, the boys in my kitchen, they always astonish me because they'll just take stuff out of the deep fryer with their gloves on. And I'm just not that brave yet, so I'm going to use a tongs. It might take a couple minutes, but I'm not going to burn my fingers. But they're always on a time crunch here. Okay, so these are done. We're going to bring them over, and basically we're going to put them in a honey sauce. So these are very savory, and a lot of people, you can eat them like this, but I highly recommend eating them with honey. So we're going to put them on here. If you wanted them a little bit spicy, you could put a little bit of red pepper flake in them, in the honey. And we're going to drizzle this all over the top. And this is just the honey you buy in the store, in the grocery section. And this is a local honey here that we've gotten in South Carolina, so that's very good for you. And just squeeze this over the top. And I'm actually gonna put a tiny bit of red pepper flake on them, which I have in the line here, just a tiny bit. It's just gonna give them a little bit of heated flavor. And look how good they look already. You can see the goat cheese is oozing out of the side here. Are you ready to try one?
Oh, yeah.
We get to eat our way through today.
Awesome.
Because we're going to start with the next one. Okay. Yes, they are still hot. So it has the honey on it. It's so soft, it just falls apart. I got a little bit of heat from the red pepper, which is nice. And the honey with the goat cheese ball is a perfect combination.
Yeah. The goat cheese is so rich. The honey makes it a really good balance.
It lightens it up, I think. And the panko dressing, or breadcrumbs on it, I mean, they speak for themselves. Definitely a good appetizer.
Yeah, I love these.
Dip it again. All right. So that's our first one. That's our appetizer. And see how easy that was? It literally took, what, 5 minutes? On to the next one. We're going to make chicken marsala meatballs. Now, we used to have a wine tasting here at the restaurant once a month. And as soon as the COVID is over, we're going to be going back to it. And basically, we serve bite-sized things like this with 4 different wines. And people enjoy it so much. We pair them together. Well, we did all things round that night also. And so we did, instead of doing regular meatballs, we did chicken meatballs. And we thought to ourselves, well, how can we, how can we make them different? So one of the favorite dishes at the restaurant is chicken marsala. So we've made them into a meatball. Now in this big mixing bowl, I have a pound of ground chicken. It's very light already, so this is actually going to be a nice healthy meal. We went from the rich goat cheese there to this very light chicken meat. And to that, I'm going to add, let's see, half a cup of breadcrumbs, because we're going to bind these. When you make a meatball, you have to have binders, which is the breadcrumb and 1 egg. So we're going to put that in there. And I'm also going to add a little bit of the marsala wine. Now I took the bottle out because I wanted to show you marsala wine. They have the one in the store, I think like in the vinegar section or whatever. It's disgusting. So don't use that. You can go to your local wine place or liquor store and they should have a marsala there. We actually like this brand because we've always used it and we don't like to change our recipe, so we use Taylor. So this is 1/4 cup of the marsala wine. I'm just going to pour it right into the chicken meat here. And I'm going to take a little salt, put that in, and a little pepper. And I'm going to take my spatula that I love so much, and I'm going to mix this all around lightly. And marsala has such a sweet taste to it.
Yeah, I smell it.
Don't you? I was just gonna say that. It's so delicious though. It really is. Okay, so you don't want to overmix any type of meatball or anything like that because then it comes tough. So we're just using our hands today, and that's fine. Now I'm going to put I'm going to deep fry these. You could actually bake them, and that would make them even more healthier. Since we are using chicken, that's a good start.
Sorry.
So I went ahead already, and I put oil in this frying pan. I'm going to turn it on, and I'm going to get that flame going so the oil gets hot, and then we're going to roll our meatballs. Okay. We're going to do a lot of rolling today, which we always roll, roll, roll. Okay.
Thank you, Beth.
What'd you say?
Bless you.
Okay, so we roll that. We're going to get, again, bite size because these are going to be mixed. You're going to put them, you could have them, again, as an appetizer if you wanted, or you could have them with pasta, which is what we're going to do. And it's going to become, instead of spaghetti and meatball, it's going to be chicken marsala meatballs with the pasta. And it's a lovely light dish for summer. So I'm just going to roll a few here. done this a time or two. And then always just try to do the same so that they have the same cooking time. I would like to know if somebody never roll a meatball in your life. If you have, I want to know who you are. Because I think everybody has rolled at some point. Oh, I know today you can buy them already made, but why? Okay. That one going. And I'm just gonna do one more. This was a pound of ground chicken. So if you wanted to do a lot more, just double the recipe. It'd be 2 pounds of chicken, a half a cup of, 1 cup of marsala, salt and pepper, a cup of breadcrumbs. It's easy to double this. Okay, I'm gonna dust them with a tiny bit of flour so they get a nice little brown outside. Now, if I was putting them in the oven, I wouldn't have to do that, but I'm actually just putting them in a frying pan here. So I want to just give them a little bit of a light coating. And I'm going to put these in my frying pan now. And it's already nice and heated up. It's already starting to fry. I made just enough so that it should not crowd the pan too much and bring the temperature down. So there we go. I don't think I need my gloves anymore. So I'm gonna take those off. In the meantime, while those are frying, we are going to saute up some mushrooms to go with this. And so I have another frying pan here. And I'm gonna put in a little bit of cooking oil here. And then I'm going to take this is one of those packages from the store already. They have like portobello, they have the white button mushrooms. Sometimes they even have a little more of a variety, but I happen to like portobello. So I'm going to go ahead and put those in the pan. With 1/4 of a cup of diced onion. So that was already diced up. We could put that in there. And again, I'm going to do some salt and some pepper. And we're going to saute these down. Now mushrooms cook up pretty quick, especially when you put salt on it because they break down with it. So this probably will get done at the same time. Now remember, you could bake these because they are going to be a little bit more healthier that way. And look how beautiful! This is how my Nana and my mom used to make meatballs. They would fry them, and it just takes me back. I just love the sound of anything frying like this. Sauteing in a pan. We do a lot of chicken cutlets on Sundays, and I told you guys, making a cookbook. And so my older daughter came over for lunch yesterday, and I was working on it, and I said to her, Annie, I said, if you could put in one meal in the book, what would you put? And of course she was like, oh Ma, anything. But to be honest with you, I love your chicken cutlets. So simple, but yet so delicious. So we have 2 things going on here, but they're going to be finished around the same time. We have these meatballs going. And it's white chicken meat. It's very light. It's going to cook real quick. Ah, they smell so good.
Yeah, they do.
And then we've got this one going. This flame is not the best flame. I probably should have put them. And you can see these are already breaking down. The mushrooms are already starting to wither down, and they are nice and golden color. If anybody has any questions, you guys can definitely ask us now if you want. Turning my flame down a little bit. Hi, Kate. I'm working on a cookbook. A little bit of this and a little bit of that. It's some recipes from the restaurant, and then some of the things that we worked on our videos, and then a lot of them are my mom's recipes, which were handed down to her, which I've handed down to my daughters. So they're definitely family, recipes. It's a little bit of a bigger job than I thought because I'm a horrible writer. So since my daughter here is an English journalism major,
I have a degree in it. Yeah.
okay, she's gonna do all that hard work for me. Okay, so I have all my mushrooms and onions here, all sauteed down, and the meatballs are cooking around in there. What I'm gonna do next is I'm just gonna throw a little bit of marsala in here, just to glaze this down a little bit like this. God, that smells so good. And we're just gonna let that alcohol flavor kind of burn off. And then I'm going to go ahead and pour a little bit of heavy cream in here. It's like 1/4 of a cup. And mix this around. And it's gonna cook down. And our meatballs are doing really good over here. They're probably ready to go over here in this sauce. Can you guys smell them? So I don't know if we had mentioned last week, Abby got a basset hound about a week and a half ago, or a month and a half ago, probably.
No, 3 weeks.
3 weeks, and he is just a doll. He's so attached to her, adorable. His name is Tracker. So, okay, so we have this is all done, and now we're going to add the meatballs into this. And if you were baking them, you would take them out of the oven. And if they weren't done, you didn't have to worry because they're going to finish cooking in this sauce. Let's turn this flame off. And now we're just going to stir this all around. Oh my gosh. And now you have chicken marsala with some meatballs. Look how good this looks.
I know. I love it.
It's a really, really popular dish in the restaurant. And a lot of people ask for it. We have like an upgraded version. It's called our chicken and meat cheese. My son came up with the recipe a few years ago, and it's not a sauteed chicken, but it's a breaded chicken. It's got melted provolone with it, and it goes over a pappardelle pasta, which is just, as everyone knows, the best pasta in the world. So this is done right here. Now, if you wanted to, you could take this and just pour it over a bowl of pasta. But Abby and I are just going to take a little bit. Told you we're going to eat all the food.
That's fine with me.
Okay. All right, and we're just going to take a little bit of the mushroom, and then we're going to take a meatball. If I can get him on the plate there. I'm going to turn my flame off. One for you, one for me. So we have the inside is all done. It's nice and light.
We should have put this down.
I'm going to take it with the mushroom. Got it? Oh, she's taking the whole thing.
Well, I don't want to have too many mushrooms. I get a really bad stomachache.
Besides being really hot, it's really delicious.
Uh-huh.
It's so good, guys. This is going to become an amazing meal in your house. All it was chicken meat, just like you would make an Italian meatball with the breadcrumbs and the salt and pepper and the egg. And we added the marsala into this to really infuse that flavor, and then recooked it over in the sauce. It is so good. I did forget you are allergic to onions.
She's trying to
I'm
kill me.
sorry.
No, it is a nice piece of tender, juicy chicken, but it's got that like crisp on the outside from the pan. And then just the sweet marsala sauce is, you can't even compare.
So now I told you we're going to do dessert. That is my all-time favorite part of dinner. I always suggest to customers when they are finished, they're like, oh, I can't fit dessert. And I'm like, you know what? You got to do that first from now on. And we actually do have a customer, Lisa, who comes in on Thick Cut Thursdays, and she orders her cannoli first, and I'm so proud of her. Okay, so this next recipe is called ricotta donut holes. So instead of getting the big round donut, you're getting the little holes inside, so hence the ball. And what we're going to do in a mixing bowl here is we're going to put in 3 eggs. All right, let me just get a spatula, which I should have had. Actually, I should have had a fork. Got one.
Get it together.
I know, I got to get it together. I'm doing good for a headache though, right guys? Actually, I forgot about it until I just said it. Okay, so I just wanted to break up my eggs a little bit. And to this, I'm going to add 1/4 of a cup of sugar. So it's just, you know, regular granulated sugar, and 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla, which is basically the top of this. I don't know if they did that on purpose or not, but it measures out to 1/2 teaspoon. So we're going to put that in. And then we're going to put a cup of ricotta. And this is whole milk ricotta, because you know what I always say. Don't skimp on it. We're going this far. We're not going to use part skim here. We're going to use the whole thing. So I'm going to break this all up. And now that this is mixed, we're going to add in our flour. So we have 1.25 cups. And I went ahead and I measured all these already, and these are with the dry measuring cup. So that was the one that you have to make sure you level off so that you get them exact. And I'm going to stir this in. And then the last thing is 2 teaspoons of baking powder. So remember what I told you guys, powder puffs. So these are going to become really nice and light. So we're going to put all this together. It's already getting thicker. Now I've had them where you could put like an orange zest in here, and it'll give it like a little bit of an orange flavor. And I've had it to where you could put a little bit of lemon in it, make them very citrusy. And then you could just put them at the end with powdered sugar or chocolate sauce. And everybody knows like orange and chocolate go really, really well together. Okay, so we're going to use a tablespoon for this. And again, Abs, we're going to go to the deep fryer. So I don't think we're going to use these for this. We're going to take them off. And then I'm just going to wipe my hands off. We're going to use a spoon for this, so be very careful. Now this is my first time doing this here. So I'm going to do a little tiny one at first. And I'm going to see if this pops back up. Yep. If you had an ice cream scooper, you could do them with an ice cream scooper so they were all the same size. And you know what? They're almost like a zeppoli. They're going to go down. And they're going to come back up. Yes, I'm very close to the oil, I know. Let me get my tongs here. Are they frying up? I want to flip them over. If I had to use the ice cream scooper, they would actually be like a ball.
They have character. It's fine.
They do, you're right. And they're not going to last long anyway.
No.
So these are so nice and light. I'm going to do a couple more because I know we're going to eat them.
Actually, it makes a lot. I have a lot of batter here. And they're frying up. Sorry, you're all right. All right, I'm gonna take them out and put them on here. Here's another. Don't take your eye off them now because they cook really super fast, as you see. Now, my mom made something similar when we were young, and I just thought it was the most ingenious thing. She would take those pop and whack biscuits that, you know, you have like the Pillsbury ones, and she would take them and cut the center out with like the top of something, and then we would have little donuts and donut balls, and she would put powdered sugar on them, or cinnamon sugar. She was so smart like that. She really knew how to feed 5 kids. But it's the little things like that that stick in my mind today. All right, they're so light, like they're like a pillow. Okay, so we're gonna bring these over to our dusting station over here. And like I said, I have powdered sugar, or I went ahead and I got like a chocolate ganache sauce to dip them in. So we could actually do either. What do you want to do?
Both.
All right. Okay. Let's get one of these and we'll dip it in chocolate. Put that there. And I'm going to dip one in chocolate. I'm going to do both too.
You gotta.
Super hot, guys. Super hot. And then these will dust with powdered sugar. How's that?
Fine.
You gotta. It's like an original Zeppeli. My kids were raised on the Jersey Shore, and they would have bags and bags of Zeppeli constantly. And I miss them like crazy, so here you go. Okay. Are we ready? We'll even put a little bit of powdered sugar on the chocolate ones. Yeah. Okay, I'm ready to try the powdered sugar one. It's going to be hot. I can
Yeah.
already tell. But I'm ready. I can't wait. This is like a little pillow.
Wow.
If you ever had like a gnocchi made out of ricotta,
Trying to get the inside because it's so. There we go.
it is the lightest thing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have this with coffee.
Uh-huh.
It's so good. And look how the ingredients. There was ricotta cheese, vanilla, eggs and sugar, and a little bit of flour, and that baking powder just made it puff right up.
Mm-hmm.
Delicious. Did you get the chocolate one?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Good, huh?
Man, that was a great trio.
You could also do this with like a little bit of raspberry sauce on the side, caramel sauce. It's like anytime you have anything fried like that, you could, the possibilities are endless.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think I'm gonna need Dunkin' Munchkins anymore.
Yeah. Good job, Mom.
Thank you. So guys, we did all things round today. In how many minutes?
30.
There we go. We made a delicious goat cheese, right here, goat cheese appetizer with the spicy honey dressing. We made chicken marsala meatballs here that now we get to dive into. And then we made these amazing ricotta donut holes that are the best. Always save the best for last. You guys have a great week. Thank you again for joining us. Come on down to Amici's, have a drink with me tonight. I'll be around. My staff's around, Abby's around. And we love to hear from you guys. Have a wonderful weekend.